Welcome to another episode of Until It's Done, a devoted podcast. I'm your host, Dana and Kelley, and this episode is going to be what is going on in the wonderful world of devotion. So, of course, joining me in the studio today is my beautiful right-hand woman, Kelley. Welcome back. Yeah, we haven't done like an update since the launch of HydroFLEX, and HydroFLEX is like, it's going off. I mean,
yeah, it is.
Right?
It is. It really is.
It's exciting. Like you and I knew they were good, but
all our flavors are on point.
On point.
That's what it's just so I was thinking about that today when we were thinking about what we were going to talk about on the podcast and with the new developments and the new flavors. And I'm like, I know we always get so excited because but they're always on point.
Yeah. That's why we get
excited. It's hard
excited.
not to get excited about it. It's like they're, it's like,
well, because we know we're like excited to put them out because we want to hear the feedback, and it's the same feelings that we're getting. Like we would get excited tasting them, and then we're like, well, we can't wait till everybody else can try them,
Yeah.
And
the excitement is real.
Yeah. And it's real. And then it gets exciting watching, social media, the Google reviews, all the places where people are leaving their reviews. Yeah. And then it's just confirming like, okay, we weren't wrong. Like we knew these would be great. Yeah. Now other people are enjoying them and loving them. And we did kind of decide to do them alongside with these ice shakers that we are always drinking from, where we did want them to go into the ice shakers. The 36 ounce to me is like the perfect size.
Same. That's what I have in mind.
Right? Like one.
Every time it's like perfect. I forgot the other day when I was at the office, I didn't have my 36 ounce. So I just put it in a regular size. Yeah. And I was like, it was really potent.
It was really, really strong. Exactly. I wanted people to.
Which is amazing.
I mean, you could split it if you want it. And for people, I get a lot like, oh, I don't like things too sweet. Cool. Use half a stick. Like, you know what I mean?
Or else just prepare your whole water for the day. Right. You can put it in a gallon too.
That's
and
what I do.
That's
what I do. I actually can do 2 sticks in a gallon of water, and it's like a nice flavored water. Yeah. It's perfect. The amount of everything
refreshing.
Is great. Yeah. Yes. You can keep it in your fridge. It'll be cold. My dad was just here. He was loving them. And every time he was like, he likes his ice cold. And he's like, you never drink it cold. And I'm like, well, I kind of like sensitive tea. Yeah. Like, I don't know. I don't do cold. But other people can't do it. Yeah. Other people like love their drinks like really cold with ice. So, but they taste great no matter what. So that was the last time we like did an update. We were like giddy announcing the HydroFLEX. Yeah. This time we are working on more HydroFLEX flavors. Yeah.
Very exciting.
Already so many of them are so good.
I've been practicing talking without letting anything out, without letting the cat out. Yeah. I'm like, okay, how do we explain these without?
And it's overwhelming picking the flavor because we will find so many that we love, or we'll tweak them. And then all of a sudden we're like, oh my God, that one's good too. Oh, that one's good. I do find that many of them that have strawberry in them are delicious.
Yes, they are.
That's a common denominator of ones. And I'm like, we can't just do like every single one with like a strawberry, but they're really good.
And too, there's enough, I think that in the ones that we've picked out, that there's enough variation of the flavor that's mixed with it. Yeah. That they're different.
That are different.
Yeah.
They're different flavor profiles. It's a lot of fun. It's like, and each one really tastes like what it's called. Yes. So it's not like you're like searching to like make it work. Like when a flavor will say it's something and then you're like, well, I can kind of taste it. Like just like our margarita or our fruit punch, you're like, that's a party punch. That is fruit punch. Like, wow, we really pride ourselves on being like dead on with the flavor. You get what, what you're expecting.
You should be able to, I mean, when you taste the flavor, I mean, like I feel it in my soul.
With
ours, it's like it'll take you someplace, like wherever you've had that flavor before. Like the pina colada will take you on vacation with it, or the margarita. I mean, it's like it's just dead on.
That's exactly.
It'll make you feel like it makes you feel something.
So, are you excited about to start to design the packaging for the new flavors?
Yes, I am.
I always get excited.
I know, I do too. But we've gotten so good at it. That we're like, we find stuff and we're like, dead on. But it's going to be really exciting.
So the Kelley, like we always have fun finding that hero shot, in the, on our packaging where you see what the flavor is, like the angel food cake or the brownie batter, whatever. And that hero shot really should tell you what you're going to taste. I mean, it really should. And I feel like we did hit like dead on all of the hero shots for all of our flavors.
Yeah.
Salted caramel cone. I mean,
insane that it actually.
And sometimes you'll try different hero shots, and we're like, and she'll send it to me.
We have to start somewhere,
and then I'll be like, no, that's not it. And she's like, good, I didn't think so either. And it's like, but she's like, sometimes you like overthink things.
I do,
or you look at things for too long.
As a creative brain, I will overthink it. I'll sit there, in a Photoshop, and I'm dragging in different things. Whether I'm putting salt on the ice cream cone or like the pina colada. That's like 4 or 5 different images.
Put into one,
so that we got the vibe
of
that
ours
we were looking for.
Right. And that's our custom flavor that we want.
Yeah. So sometimes I'll be like, oh, it's too much. Oh, that's not enough for this. Just send it to Dana. And get some feedback.
You usually do that when you're like, I've been staring at this for too long. I don't even know what I'm looking at anymore. Like I'm overthinking it. And
I need feedback. But
then I'll open it and I'll like look at it with fresh eyes.
Exactly.
And then sometimes what you were thinking wasn't quite there, and I'll say it, and then you'll be like, "Okay, I thought so." Or I'll just say, "Kel, it's amazing." Like you're overthinking.
I'll either get redirected or confirmed, which either or is fantastic.
But no matter what, we're always on the same page.
Yes,
we're always on the same page. Like we always finally in the end, we 110% agree. We've never released anything where one of us loves it and the other one's like, like we always work together.
Same thing with the flavors. I mean, it's not just the images, but the flavors. It's like we're always, it's been really, really interesting coming from somebody who had no flavor background,
right?
To find it. It's almost like I used to always say I wanted to take one of those wine tasting things so that I would learn the lingo and learn all that stuff. So just working with you over the years and learning all the different flavor terminology or different things like that, and what to look for and how we're and so that it does spark that feeling,
because there is a way to taste things. There's when it there's the smell, there's the initial when it hits the front of your tongue, then the back of your mouth, then the aftertaste. Does it leave something to linger? Like or leave a taste. There's a lot of that goes into finalizing a flavor and really making sure that all of the taste, because sometimes the initial taste will be really good, and then you're like,
what just happened?
Yeah, I don't really like. So, and then we take into account that everyone's flavor, everyone's tastes are different, but we do want to make it so that it's the majority of the people's,
Yeah, but rule number 1, we're never going to please everybody, as
exactly
noted by the social media comments.
No, it's true. You're never going to please everybody. But I was just talking to somebody like where it's always funny when the star reviews, like we'll get tons of 5-star reviews, and then I'll be like, oh man, we got like a couple 1 stars. And then I'll look at what the reviews are, and it'll be like, I couldn't find the scoop on the bottom of my tub, or the lid was too hard to open, or it was damaged coming in the, and I'm like, these are your 1-star reviews?
Exactly.
What the hell does that have
nothing to do with the protein? Nothing to do with
how it tastes.
Yes.
Or it'll be like, I thought it was too sweet. And I'm like, well, caramel is made from
melted sugar.
So we did intend for it to be sweet.
Yeah.
If you're looking for something that's not sweet, then, but like, it's so funny that some of the negatives are things that I'm like, well, we intended it to be like that.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Sometimes.
Sometimes I don't think people really get what, I mean, it's like the protein intake could be a buzzword. So they're not really familiar with exactly what it is. So,
right.
So, no, it's not going to taste like, you just sat down with a 1,500 calorie ice cream sundae.
Right. You didn't go to Cheesecake Factory.
It's an amazing substitute for those things. So if you're looking for that and you are really, really interested in changing over to a healthier lifestyle, then you will find that love for the flavors and for the substitutions in your palate. And if not, then you don't really want to change.
Right. Because we're all about finding a healthier substitution for a long-term lifestyle.
Yes.
No, it's not good to drink straight full sugar Hawaiian punch every day, but we found a solution for you that you can get in your water, hydrate, or full liquor margaritas, or a brownie, cake. And it's I totally understand when people are like, everything's fine in moderation. Like, no, I can't eat chocolate cake every single day. Like, it's going to add up on me. Like, come on. So if we could, but yes, you can make a devotion mug cake every day. Like it's, the macros are in check that you could fit that every day.
Yes.
Do you want, I don't want to try to fit a chocolate cake every day. That's going to eat up a lot of my carbs. And I don't want all that sugar. So yeah, this is all about a lifestyle and being realistic and crushing a craving. How many times have you craved something and then you make something devotion and you're like, oh, that's all I needed.
I did that just last night.
What'd you do with?
Those little things that I sent you.
Oh, the little pies or something? Yeah.
Oh my God. They turned out perfect. I mean, that's what I had for supper. But it was like 30 grams of protein.
Yeah.
I'm like, done.
And then you felt satisfied.
Yes.
You're not going in your cabinets looking for something else.
I was like, I need something sweet. I don't have anything sweet.
Yep.
So I was eating sugar-free chips. Lily's chips. And I was like, no, but I'm hungry too.
Right.
So let me see if I can tweak this. And I've already had requests for the recipe. And I'm like, I just got to be honest with you here. Okay. I just threw some stuff together.
Yeah.
And it turned out right. So I'll make it again.
Yeah.
But basically I just tweaked that recipe for the date thing.
For the date. Yeah. For another recipe.
Because we were talking about doing that for like a pumpkin pie filling.
Right.
And I thought, let me see if I can do this with the brownie batter. And then also adding the brownie batter to the date filling, which
is like a pecan pie filling, which is like pecan. Sorry, tomato, pecan.
Yes.
Yeah,
but it was
say
delicious.
Yeah,
it was absolutely delicious.
And that's the thing. You got through another day.
Yep.
And another craving, and that's what it's all about. Is like every day, and those times that you get through it, and you make a healthier option, that adds up. Just like if you were eating cake every day.
Yes.
And that adds up too. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, I don't even fit in my jeans. Well, it's like, well, you're eating cake every day. But then again, if you're, kind of like getting around that craving and finding something else, well, that adds up too. Yeah. So, I mean, that's what it's all about.
And the devotion lifestyle is for everybody. Like literally it's from when I started with devotion, I was competing.
Yeah.
So completely different
lifestyle,
diet, training regimen, everything. So it's taking me from that to being off season, to being no season, to going through, I mean, everything from just, being an entrepreneur to now being a grandmother. Yeah. And I'm still using all of that and implementing it in all of my family.
It's the common denominator. Yes, it's the thing that's still around. Same with me.
The grandbaby eats it.
Yeah.
My daughter eats it. Everybody does. So it is for everybody. And it's if the kids eat it.
Yeah.
How can you not say it's delicious?
Everybody in my family eats it, and I make stuff, and then they're so happy. They come over. My dad was just staying with me for the last week, and he grew up on eating Entenmann's cakes. Like, my grandmother would just buy these like Entenmann's cakes, and I made him monkey bars that I make Greg, and he's like, this tastes like a coffee cake. Like this, and I'm like, and he loved it, and he was like, this is terrific. And everything I made him the jelly donuts. My mom made him some too.
Yep.
Everything that we made, he was like, he couldn't get over it. And then he was satisfied after he ate it. And then I was like, Dad, you don't eat enough protein.
Yeah. And he helped finish off the date bars too.
And he helped, yes. And he was, my
couldn't
dad.
believe it.
And I was like, look at this. You can get, and he drank a devotion brownie batter shake every day that he was at my house, every single day. He couldn't get over. He goes, this tastes like a malted, like when I was growing up and I went to the, the
little soda shop.
Yes. That's what he said. And he couldn't get over it. It was like, and to me, he didn't, he's never really understood what I've done.
Yeah.
And so when, him staying at my house and me just making it for him, putting it in front of him, and him eating it and being totally shocked.
I know that was such a treat for you.
It was such a treat, and like seeing his real reaction, and the fact that he finished the shake to where it made the noise at the end when you're sucking it through a straw. And it's like you're like, I was like, Dad, you finished that entire shake. And he's like, this is delicious. Like this is protein. Like he couldn't get over it.
Exactly.
So that's a home run.
So, Dad, this is what I've been doing this whole time.
Yeah, exactly. No, he like didn't get it until he finally just came into my world and like really
which
got
is
the
amazing
essence of what are we doing, because he'd see the orders coming into his company and he's like, wow, you're ordering a lot of protein. What's everyone doing with all this?
Yeah.
And it's like,
everything. Everything, like literally.
Yep.
It fits into every single meal. You could literally, and we probably do literally have devotion with every single meal.
Yeah. You could find a million.
Whether you're just snackies or whether you're actually having an actual meal plate item, whether it's pancakes or you're doing your chicken marsala or your bagels or any of that kind of stuff.
Well, that's what
fits into that.
When people say like, well, what's your big picture? Like, what's your ultimate goal with devotion? I always say I want it to be a pantry staple.
Yes.
Right? Like I want it to be where if your family's eating pancakes, you're not pulling out Bisquick anymore. You're pulling out devotion.
Yeah.
And then you're pulling out oatmeal and egg whites and healthy things that you add with it. And then there's your perfect pancake.
Exactly.
And your whole family can eat it together and you feel great and you're like, that was healthy. Not where, you're like, okay, we just all ate like a big stack of like carby, like pancakes, and we had no protein with it. You know, I blend in a banana. I love banana pancakes for my kids.
Yes.
And it's like, I send them off to school with those in the morning. And it's like, I feel as a mom, great. I'm like, everybody just ate
they're fantastic.
Really great pancakes.
Yeah. The chocolate chip ones, I like to do the chocolate, and then I call them pancake tacos, and then I put the zero sugar Cool Whip in the middle, and even the baby loves those.
Yeah.
You know, it's fantastic.
Yeah, it's an easy dinner.
And a lot of people don't realize too that you can, you know, rather than using the Bisquick mix or even a protein pancake mix, you know, that's off the shelf that has the preservatives and all that kind of stuff in it, you can actually blend up your oats and put your baking powder and your protein and all that stuff together and put it in a package. Mix. And then all you do is pull that out, add your egg whites, and boom, you're done.
Trisha used to do that. We had a girl who worked with us, and she had like 6 kids, and she used to pre-make all of her mixes. And I was like, I was so impressed by the way that she would like batch huge things for the family. And I was like, that's so genius. Like,
I used to do that with my mug cakes.
Pre-batch it. Yeah,
I would pre-batch them. Put my mug cakes in like in the little snack baggies with whatever I would need.
That's such
and then
a good
just
idea.
add an egg and a splash of water, and you're done.
Yes. And I think that's such a good idea. It's really about being prepared. So the other thing that's coming now, like that we should like segue into this year, we have been working. I think we could have already had a baby.
We could have.
It's been like 10 months at least.
Yes. We could have practiced for like 3 months and then gone through the 9-month pregnancy.
And then we could be probably feeding the baby right now. Like,
exactly.
Like the baby's here.
100%.
So,
This has been a beast.
This is literally another baby that we've like birthed into the world of devotion, but was painfully slow. But it was a process. But you know what? Good things take time. I get it.
We've learned, and we have a beautiful
beautiful baby.
Yes.
And so it's the new cookbook. Devotion is finally, after 9 years and about 9,000 recipes on the website,
oh my gosh,
Devotion Nutrition is finally launching our very first physical cookbook.
Yes.
Not a downloadable, this is a physical cookbook with gorgeous pictures, with recipes, macros, calories, serving size, you name it. It has, I don't know how many sections, 13 or 14 sections. I think we ended up with
it's got lots
13.
of tips and tricks and like your list.
It's got your grocery list. It's got your pantry, like your pantry staple grocery list. It's got your common gadgets list so that you can make sure you have everything in your kitchen that you need, what you need to be a devotion nutrition, like baking, cooking, whatever, you're prepared. There are things that are in my pantry all the time so that if I want to make something, I've got them in my pantry, like from the pumpkin, the applesauce, like all the stuff we like to bake with and use. So the cookbook is launching, and I'm so excited.
I know.
Kelly's been a superstar with this book. Oh my God. I mean, Kelley, I'd say, she really spearheaded. Is that or she took the bull by the horns with this one, I guess, and really, really helped get it shaped up. Our friend Jen also worked on it too. She helped us. We really had to put our heads together and figure out which recipes made the cut.
Yes.
It was very overwhelming.
We did remake a lot of them because they were from, in the early years. So we wanted to make sure
they were good.
Still working.
That they were good. We had to add in things that
shoot new pictures.
Oh my God. The pictures are
gorgeous. And the proofing and the, oh my gosh, it's been wild.
Yes. It's been wild. And then it was very overwhelming for me. I did almost every section, there's a picture and a quote, like a lifestyle quote about, something that you'd hear me preach or talk about. So that we kind of added as like a bonus of like, maybe you have Dana in your ear every day. And then we made it where it looks like you're seeing me on social media. Yes. Because I've really been like the face of the brand showing up on your feed, hopefully almost every day. Yeah. And so it's really like taking social media and putting it into a book, because Devotion has been a social media based brand.
Yes.
So that's what we wanted to show, like not some random, like where it's a cookbook as though it's
like a cookie. We didn't want it to be cookie cutter, just like
it's a very
to
custom,
reflect who we are.
Yeah. Yep. And Devotion is a brand that you see on social media, making recipes and me talking about lifestyle tips, and you saw us in NASCAR. We all that stuff is in here. We do charity events. My kids have been very heavily involved. You see us at shows. So everybody's in there. My mom's in a bunch of pictures because everybody sees my mom. We did the lemon viral cake that, the lemon cake that went viral. All those things we put into this book because that is what people have seen, you know, and they see Kelley, like you're in the book with your latte because you show it every day on your stories, and Kelley's latte, and Kelley at booths, and Kelley doing stuff. I mean, right? We've tons of pictures of us behind the scenes, all kinds.
Yeah, it's really great.
It's a time capsule. I'm excited because devotion will continue to evolve. So like this book in 10 years will probably look a hell of a lot different, but it's like where we are right now.
Exactly.
And that's really
and where we've come from.
And where we've come
all
from.
the way from that. So it's really interesting.
Yeah, we did
and
some
Dana
throwbacks.
doesn't even know this yet, but we're in production for the hardcover too.
Ooh. So it's going to come. The cookbook is going to come in a hardcover and a soft cover. The hardcover is very limited edition.
Yes.
And then the soft cover, we are going to do like thousands of those. Just, because the hardcover is a fancier print. It's definitely a fancier way to buy a book. But the soft cover, I mean, we want it to be affordable. We want everybody and anybody to be able to get the book, have it on your counter, use it as, I picture people like putting those little sticky things all over with their favorite recipes. Yeah. And my mom just walked into...
And you can write your own tweaks. Like if you have different things in there, you can write your tweaks or put your sticky notes in there. Switch things out.
That's the other thing I want to say. If you're buying this cookbook, please keep an open mind that like just because we chose brownie batter as the protein flavor in a recipe, you can use any flavor. Yep. Just because we used applesauce, you can sub that. Just because we used whole eggs, you can use like be creative, make them their own, experiment. But here are the base recipes. Like here's what we've done. This is the version that we thought was great. But if you have an allergy, if for some reason you don't like an ingredient, get creative. Yeah. Like the book is supposed to be your guide to creative cooking, which is what devotion is. Creative, healthy cooking.
And that's going to require that they use their brain from time to time.
You're going to have to.
It's like I had literally when it's funny and it's not funny all at the same time. Some of the questions that we get when we post recipes online.
Yes.
I had it's literally called date oat bars.
Yeah.
But what can I substitute for the dates? That kind of makes it not a date oat bar.
It's not a date oat bar. And also, I don't know if there's a substitution for dates.
I don't think that there is. I told her, I said, not to best of my knowledge. And it's natural sugar and it's great fiber. It's it's a fantastic breakfast bar. So maybe it's just not a recipe for you.
Right.
So then you just
not
skip
everything
over that
has
one.
a substitution.
Exactly.
I mean, we tried it, and not everything. The substitution, like you could sub it, but like say
it changes texture.
I was going to say it can change the flavor.
Yeah. 100%.
So like recipes that we put out are tested that way, but like I can't guarantee the exact texture if you are swapping whole eggs for egg whites.
Exactly.
You're missing now the yolk.
Yeah.
The yolk holds some fats in it. And so I'm not saying it won't work, but be prepared. It's just like when people want to make our recipes with other protein powders. Ugh. And I'm like, and then they're like, well, mine was really dry. And they're like, well, I used Isopure. And I'm like, well, that just came up the other day. I did a response to it. And they're like, I did your recipe, but it was so dry. Like, why is it everything that I make with Isopure comes out so dry? And I'm like, because Isopure is a whey isolate and it is not meant for baking. Yeah. It will be dry. So you cannot do our recipes with any protein and then expect our outcomes. Yeah, exactly. It's just not.
It's a different formula.
And it's not us being snotty about it. We're just saying they're just facts. It's like, just do it yourself. I just said to a guy whose wife uses this pea protein and he won't eat anything that she bakes. And so instead he ordered devotion. And we were just laughing about it. Like I said, okay, when your devotion comes in, tell your wife, bake a batch with the pea protein and bake a batch with devotion. And you don't need to be whatever, but just taste them both. And you both sit there and decide which one came out better. And I'm like, and if they both came out the same, then great. But if not, you'll understand what makes devotion so special. I mean, maybe she loves the pea protein. Great. Like, that's great. But he won't eat it. So I was like, look, if she does want to bake with the protein for you, try this. And I bet it's going to come out a lot different.
Yeah.
You know?
That was one of the things that people said when we had when we had the old packaging was that wives would buy it.
Yeah.
And the husbands would steal it.
Yes.
So
all
that
the time.
was always
because then they would have their shake and then they'd be like, oh, mine doesn't taste like yours.
Tastes like crap. Yeah. And then
I mean, a lot of proteins
they
are
would steal the
gritty
pancakes, steal the waffles and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of, men will just buy like the big 5-pound jugs and they'll think like, oh, it's whatever. It's a protein shake.
Yeah.
They throw it in their blender. Then they end up adding all kinds of stuff to try to cover up the taste with the peanut butter and the banana and all this stuff. But then they'll taste something like if their wives are having, and Devotion does let off a smell that's like way better than there's no gross protein smell coming from it. So that's, I think, also
it
very
smells like
attractive.
fresh cinnamon rolls. Like when we make the cinnamon waffles, it's like
when you
people,
crack a tub,
like are literally drawn to it.
Yes.
They'll like come from anywhere in the event center or the hotel or wherever they can smell it. So, yeah.
And people you taste first with your smell. So they smell the cinnamon or they smell. Somebody just did a whole thing where it's like the brownie batter it smells like you're opening a packet of hot cocoa, so it's or the cake mix, angel food cake.
Like my UPS driver, when he used to send me, when I was still being paid in protein powder, and it would show up, he'd be like, what is in here? I'd be like, cake. Yeah, exactly. So let's see what else is going on in Devotion. So we do. Did we have our new shipping center? Did we have our new shipping center yet when we did the HydroFLEX? So we moved into our new shipping center, which is amazing. We'd already had that for a while.
We didn't have our new filming kitchen. That we just finished.
No, that just got finished.
So we moved our old shipping center was in our office. We moved that and then started construction on a actual studio kitchen.
Yes. Which is going to be so much fun.
So I don't have to stand in my kitchen anymore with crappy lighting. And, and it's really not meant for videoing. So we created this gorgeous Devotion studio. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Mom and Rocky have been the GCs on it.
Yes.
And my mom designed it. Rocky helped make it happen. Oh my God, it's been such a fun process.
Right there when you say my mom designed it, right there, done.
Yes.
Done.
No, it's beautiful.
Done.
Yeah, she's
completely.
Yes.
It's gorgeous.
It's gorgeous. And we're putting the final touches on it. We have to accessorize. And then we just shot a bunch of fun videos in there, and the lighting is dead on. Kelly shot all the stuff of me making some fun videos, and we're gonna start filming there. I mean, that's now
I'm learning to be a videographer.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're all like just so many. We're learning so much, right?
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
It is. It's fun. It's really fun. Yeah.
We like to be able to do as much stuff on our own that we can.
Because we work at such a fast
pace.
That still cracks me up that your dad said that. Y'all work like y'all are on speed.
My dad came to work with me one day. We left. He's like, the pace that you guys work at is exhausting. Insane. He's like, oh my God. He's like, it was so exhausting. Like, I can't believe like so much went on. You guys did more in one day than we do in like a month in the flavor industry. And he's like, the flavor industry is such a slow industry. Everything with like, when they're working in the lab, like everything's very slow, precise. Like they're waiting on things. You've got to then put it in the pasteurizer. You've got to wait now for 24 hours. Like there's a lot of like shelf life testing. No, like we don't, we are just
Dana has an idea.
Boom.
She calls me and then boom, I put it into action.
We make things happen. And like my brain never stops.
Yeah.
I'm always making moves, and like I call Kelly, we got moves going all the time. If I want to make something, if I'll get something like a bug, like I'll be like, okay, we need to be more subscription boxes. All of a sudden I'm Googling, I'm reaching out, I'm whatever. And then I let my team know and I'm like, guys, we're putting together boxes for, it's like, it doesn't matter what it is. It's like, if I want it, I feel good about it. It's like, go.
We go.
Just go.
Yeah, we boom. Yeah.
It's not like on a to-do list to do next month. It's like, make it happen. Let's do it. This is what I want. And I feel like that's why Devotion has kept moving, because we don't like sit on things.
Yeah.
I mean, every now and then mistakes will be made, or I'll be like, I want to do this. And then I'm like, oh, that wasn't great. But not often.
It's not a mistake. It's a learning.
It's a learning. And it doesn't happen too often. Every now and then I'm like, maybe we shouldn't have done.
But that's how we learn. I mean, that is really how we learn, as we bounce
off
off it.
The idea will
sit on
keep
it and then it's gone. Yeah.
Yes.
And you look on social media next week and somebody else did it. So you have to do it when it hits you.
And I'll lose sleep over things. I'll keep thinking about it. So then finally I'll do the things and I can put the idea to rest, even whether it was a success or failed. At least I'm like, we did it. We tried it. It didn't work. Or we get,
Well, we learned something. We need to tweak this and do it and come
or
come
people
back
didn't
with it.
really
Yeah.
like that or
Yeah.
whatever. But it's like, okay, well, how are we supposed to know?
Exactly.
So, but we work at a crazy pace because we like to get things done. And a lot of times when we're working with other people, like outside contractors, they're not used to our pace.
No.
And we can't stand it. And then we end up wanting to do this stuff ourselves. And then it's just like, it takes a very special person to keep up with how we like to get things done, right?
Yeah.
So
It's
we
definitely
often
a unique fit.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we have to think through in the future, like anytime that we work with anyone, or if you approach us that you want to work with us, just know.
Be ready.
Be ready.
Yeah.
Yeah. So speaking of, okay, so being ready. Okay, so the flavor industry or like the supplement industry, like what we're doing right now, is kind of like the fashion industry where like right now, whatever you see hanging on the shelves, or hanging on the racks, like they already had like designed it, produced it, whatever, like last winter, like it was already like the summer stuff, like everything was like done last winter.
Yes.
Like, so we decided for the second time ever, because we've done a seasonal flavor before, the sweet potato pie. Again, that was a flavor that the name kind of was a little wonky for us, but this time I promise it won't be. But back in like, I don't know, when was it that I said I was like, okay, we're going to do a seasonal flavor. I knew I wanted to do a season, like April.
I think so, April.
And then the lab sent us 2 different seasonal ideas that they had.
Yeah.
And we started to tweak one of them that we were like, okay, that one has potential.
Yes.
Like, let's keep rolling with it. But then when I realized, like when we tasted this, I think it was the second or third round. I think it's number 3 was the winner. When we tasted the third round and I was like, oh my God, that's really good. I was like, team, move.
Yes.
Like move on this. Because if we don't move right now, this stuff, it's not like I'm like, let's launch a flavor and everyone's like, okay. And then we just like bring it to market next month. No, like there's so much.
A lot of moving parts.
A lot of moving parts. And people don't realize that when they're like, oh, you should come out. So like if we're going to launch a holiday seasonal-esque flavor, it's happening. What is it, June?
Yeah.
Like we've been working on it to get ready for a fall winter launch.
Yeah.
And it's a long process between not only the formula, the nutritional panels, all of that stuff, figuring out if it's going to be spray dried or
plated,
which that's a time thing too. Because spray dry, there's always a 4 to 6 week lead time.
Yeah.
And then also, us placing the POs with Alan. And then on our end, the packaging design.
Yeah.
Now we have to get kosher certification.
Yeah.
We have third-party testing that needs to get sent out. We have so many. Then we've got the website stuff. We've got recipes to be created. We have so much. You did the packets, the hero, even finding the hero. That's always like the first thing that
was the first thing I did. Yeah, as soon as you
that's the
told
first
me.
of like many things that have to happen.
Yeah.
And people don't realize that that we are really we're already deep into because then the packets need to be printed, the labels need to be printed, then all that stuff needs to be sent to the co-packers. The co-packers won't put us on their line time, which is crucial until everything arrives.
Exactly.
And if our stuff isn't there, they're not going to book line time for us.
Exactly. Yeah.
They're going to be like, no, we'll put something else on the line and make money. So we have to now make sure that the protein's arriving everywhere it needs to be. POs are being placed. The packaging's all arriving where it needs to be. And then they say and it's like, well, when do we want it to launch? Well, say if we want it to launch fall, like September, or whatever, October, well, shoot, that doesn't give us a lot of time with everything.
Yeah.
It's a big ordeal launching a new product.
It is.
And so, we're heavily working on, I love this flavor. It's amazing.
It really is.
It hits all of the important things that a devotion protein should do. It can make a delicious pudding.
Yes.
It can make a delicious shake, make a delicious coffee creamer.
It makes such a good latte.
It's my favorite latte right now. My favorite. I'm drinking it in June and it's definitely a holiday flavor.
Yeah.
And I don't care. I don't
either.
care.
I don't either.
I'm like, tis the season.
I stole a scoop of yours when I was at your house.
What?
Just so you know.
Oh my God. I'm locking it up.
I had a latte.
Oh my God. I'm locking that shit up. I'm not letting you get there. I'll seriously, I'll give, my mom came over and asked for something. And I was like, You can make cookies out of it.
Cookies. I made
you
a
can
loaf.
make your mug cakes. You can make your loaves out of it, which I'm planning on doing. They're going to be outrageous loaves.
I think the pancakes are going to be amazing.
Pancakes, waffles. They're all going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing with this flavor. In fact, people are going to get really upset that this flavor is only seasonal.
Yeah.
But it is going to just be seasonal because I'm going to keep it special. And you know what? It may come back next season. If this sells like hotcakes and people love it, we'll do it again.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll do it again and we'll have it come back for the holiday time and all that stuff. But stock up because once it's gone.
It's limited and seasonal. So
We're
it's not
only
just
running-
seasonal. We're running it that one time.
Yes.
So when those are gone, then that's gone.
That's gone. And then it'll be something that you look forward to.
Yeah.
You know? So, but
Yeah.
it is special. It is really good.
Yeah, it is.
I'm going to be sad. Oh, God.
I'm going to be sad too. And your mom, when she was at the office, was that yesterday?
Yeah, the other, yeah. Yes.
And she's like, make sure you put some back.
Oh,
You
she
know,
keeps saying
she's
like,
she's
put them
like, I
aside
need
for me.
some
Make sure you
aside.
put some aside.
Yes.
I'm like, okay, Mom, we got it. Yeah, I might even have to order like an extra.
Do you want to talk about how it's going to come since it's going to be different?
Oh, it is going to be different. All right, you can tell them how it's going to come. It's going to be different.
Yeah. Well, everybody's always been talking about this forever
Yes.
because the tubs are so huge and
Yes.
that. So we are going to try this with the seasonal flavor in a pouch.
Yes.
Basically, it's going to be a stand-up pouch, so it's going to take up less room. There will be no scoops, so don't dig.
Yes.
Because it's approximately a quarter scoop. It'll
Quarter
have
cup.
the serving size
Yep.
in grams on the back side. So you can either measure it if you're making, if you're counting your macros and you're doing all that kind of stuff. If not, you can use a quarter cup scoop.
Yes.
And that's going to give
So
you
we're
a great
testing it. I
approximation.
mean,
so it's going to be,
People have asked for a
trial.
bag for devotion to come in a bag for a long time. And I've always been scared because the tub protects the
Exactly.
expensive protein. And a lot of times your tub can come, banged up, but the protein is totally protected
good.
inside.
Yeah.
It's still good. And people will say like, oh, my tub came all crushed, but like I opened it up and it's fine. And okay, it's fine.
I open it up and then pop it back out.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
If I haven't messed up
right,
tub,
if it's salvageable. But sometimes with the bags, because bags have air in them, once they're like busted and the powder gets everywhere, it's a riskier way to sell protein. And a lot of companies that do sell their protein in a bag, well, maybe their protein just isn't as expensive to replace, but ours is. And, and I've always then shied away from it. But we're like, okay, because we're doing one run, we can do an experiment. And
Exactly.
if we, if we sell thousands of bags and only, a couple are damaged.
We'll evaluate after,
We'll be like, okay, that wasn't as bad as we thought. We could probably do this in a few more, we could introduce this, in other flavors or something.
Yeah.
But we're doing this as an experiment. Also, people, like the idea that maybe it'll fit on their shelf better. I don't know.
Yeah.
So we're just seeing what the feedback is.
Yeah, exactly.
And because it's a holiday thing. Now, if it is a bust with a lot of bags, damaged and busting, we could still bring this flavor back, but we'll just put it in a tub.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because it's too good not to.
Another one of our lessons. It's either going to be a learning experience
only
or
way
it's
we're
going
gonna
to
know.
work. So yeah.
It's the only way we're going to know.
And it'll be a 20 serving bag. It's not a 2-pound bag. It's a 20.
The 20 serving.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's a
limited
little
edition.
different. We're just
Yeah.
trying something out and we'll see how it goes.
And trial packs. You'll have trial packs too, of course.
And trial
as
packs.
usual, what we're known
So
for.
you can
always
taste it
try
before you
first.
buy the bag.
They'll launch before the bag.
But I'm telling you, if this is a flavor that you like in general, like if you're like, then it's dead on.
It
it's
is.
delicious. And you're gonna be you're gonna get your socks.
This
knocked
one will
off.
definitely make you feel something. I mean, if that's a flavor that is close to your heart,
Yes.
then it's definitely going to make you
a
feel something and
nostalgic-
take you somewhere.
Yes. It's
really good.
It's nostalgic.
Really
and,
good.
I mean, I don't know. I'm excited for the campaign. I was just thinking about it today.
Yeah.
How much fun we're gonna have with it and everything.
Oh,
so
yeah.
we're gonna figure out when we're gonna launch, when we're gonna start to announce. Because honestly, like sometimes I like to wait, but other times I do like to get people excited and
Yeah, well, because we can set it up if you decide you want to go that way and announce a little earlier. We can always do the sign up,
right.
so they can sign up to be notified, and then
That's the
as soon as
thing, because it's a limited, because our new flavor will be a limited edition. If you sign up on the website under the listing once we announce it, you will be the first to be notified when it goes into stock, and you can go grab it.
Yep, it'll shoot out an email,
And we're
as soon as
definitely
they
going to
go
play
in.
the sticker game again.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's sticker could be so
cute. Kelly's gonna go home and start making
Yeah.
stickers. I know it. I'm gonna get sticker proofs tonight. I know it. I know Kelly. Kelly, I barely get a thought out of my head, and she's sending me a proof. And I'm like, she's like, can you prove this? I'm like, oh, I just thought of it, so I don't know. I don't know how it's ready yet.
You're gonna make me cry. That's hilarious though. But it is.
Like,
it is.
she's like, get out of my head, and like sends it over. And I'm like, okay, because I just thought, okay.
A lot of times we'll do that though. I mean, she'll be at the office and then I'll get a text. I'm driving and I'm like, oh, I just mocked that up this morning.
We're always on the same.
Always there.
Yeah, we're always like, get out of my head, because we're both on the same like wavelength of like what we want to do, how we want to, like, we're moving, and we've also like learned. God, we never step on each other's toes. We're always doing stuff like on different wavelengths, but yet like working with each other, and it's great. I mean, that's why we
fill in the gaps real well.
Yeah,
fill in the gaps of each other real well. So yeah, whenever there's something. Yeah,
and we're both doers. Like we're both getting stuff done. Which
somebody called me a multiplier the other day. I said, I think that's a really, really great compliment.
A what?
But a multiplier. You know, there are like 4 different types of people. So you're one that multiplies. Yeah, a multiplier.
I love that.
So it's like that's where we are. We're both multipliers. We add to. We multiply
it's a certain,
things. It's not there's
it's
adders,
a certain
dividers.
type. Yes, there's it's a certain personality type, and like I've always really thrived off of productivity.
Yeah.
And feeling at the end of the day, like I love to flop on the couch at the end of the day, like with Greg, and and I'm like, God, today was a great day.
Yes.
And like, he's like, how was your day? And he's like, yeah, I got a lot done. Yeah. And like, I love that feeling.
I do too.
Like, I love it when I'm pooped. And it's not that we're running ourselves into the ground, but we're just like, got a lot done.
You feel accomplished though.
Yeah.
We do that every time
and
we have
if
we have a day at your office or at the office or whether we're working at your house.
Yep.
We get so much done.
Yep.
It's like insane.
And sometimes we get a lot done on our own separately doing stuff. Yeah. Like I'll be like, hammering away, you'll be hammering away. Yeah. And then we get together and then we do the stuff that we need to do together. Yeah. And we throw around our ideas and we talk and we get the stuff done and we film or we do whatever.
Really good.
And then we're like, it's like we're just that perfect like balance of getting. I mean, look, Devotion wouldn't keep moving if we weren't all doing our stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Like everybody's pulling and it's not like people are dropping the ball. Like we really have a good team.
We really do.
Because everyone communicates really well. Yeah. Everyone's on it. I don't think anybody ever leaves anybody hanging, like, or if we do, it's like, okay, well, because we're doing something. It's not like on purpose or like none of us ever say like, oh, I'm totally checked out. Don't talk to me. It's like, no, everybody,
We're always checked in.
We're always checked in.
Always, literally.
We're getting stuff done or we're like, hey, I'll be back in my office in 20 minutes. Like, give me a minute. And it's just a great way because it's, and none of us are overworked because we're spreading it out throughout our, it's like we take time for our other things in our lives. Yeah. And I love that. Yep. I feel like even the way I treat my employees, it's like, I know people have other things in their life, right?
Yeah,
we're fair.
We're family.
And we're family and we're fair where we realize, sometimes people need time for their own things. And then other times they come and they pull like extra days on Saturdays.
Exactly.
Because if we know, if we're not doing it, then we're all doing it during the weekend.
Yeah.
So it's like, come on in, like we'll all hang out. We'll get the stuff done. We've done that. And it's been a beautiful way to work and a really fun environment.
Yeah, it has.
There's no toxicity in our environment. Thank God.
No,
like,
no. If it is your,
it's already been sorted.
Yeah. I like that word. Yeah, it's already been sorted.
It's been sorted out.
Sorted.
Yeah. So, that's what I do. I love that about Devotion. We don't have really, which is like my parents' company. We don't have turnover.
No.
People coming and going and coming and going, or he's not with us anymore. No, it's really, I mean.
No, nobody leaves.
No. People enjoy working together, working with us,
It's a great work environment.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the
only turnover is if we get rid of the people.
Yeah.
If we're like, hey, you're not up to speed and par or whatever. But it's fun. So we have a lot of stuff coming. Is there anything else coming so with the frother's back in stock?
Yes.
It's the frother sold out like 3 times.
Yes.
That was a hit. That was another thing that we were like, let's try it. Because I was using a frother, you were using a frother, so we were like, we should get our own Devotion frother.
We ordered 500, gone. And then we were out of stock while we're waiting on 1,500.
1,500, gone. 2,000,
now we're at 2,500.
Gone, going.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, our frother is
so great.
It's a great frother. It's high quality. It's just like all of the rest of our stuff, just like our ice shakers. Just really everything that we bring into the brand is top notch. And this is no different. So the frother, and now I use this frother all the time. Yeah. Like I use it more than I ever thought I would use a frother.
Yeah.
So
because it actually works. Okay, because a lot of frothers are like they'll be like wonky. Remember that
and I don't want to keep
cheap
buying
one that we had
batteries.
before that?
Yes,
that was like
yes.
it was like all wonky or whatever.
Yes.
No, this one doesn't do that.
And
you've got your different
it's
attachments.
rechargeable. I don't want to buy
rechargeable.
batteries, and I don't want to change batteries. I find that really annoying in anything. So the fact that it's rechargeable,
you need to do that's a good. You need to do a video on that. On how, because I'm really bad about that. I like, how mine goes all over the place. Yeah. And you have perfected the entry and the exit and the exit without it
nothing
going all over the place. Nothing. I don't understand it.
I'll do it. I'll do a video. I'll do a video.
I
did it in all of my ones that we filmed with Alex. Yeah. I did talk about that, but I'm going to do a few to show using the frother. Because mine, oh my God, I love it. Yeah. I use it every day.
I took mine to the studio kitchen, so now I don't have mine at the house.
Shoot.
So I know
I used yours yesterday then in the kitchen because I made a, yeah.
Most of the time I use my bullet anyway when I'm at the house, but,
and see, I don't now. I don't ever make the creamer. Now I put the powder in the bottom of the thing, put a little bit of water, froth it, make the creamer right in the cup, and then brew my coffee into it. Yeah. Done. Now I don't have to use another anything else. It's one mug. Yeah. It's a 1 mug latte.
It's a new recipe.
Right?
The 1 mug latte.
You make it all right in the same mug and done. Yeah. And I don't have to then use my bullet. I don't have to pour it in. It's already there. It brews up. It comes to the top. And then it's like mixed within your coffee. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, this is amazing. All you do is rinse off your frother really and you're good to go. Yeah. I'm telling you, you're going to start doing that. Once I teach you how to nail the frother, you're going to be
so it doesn't go all over the place.
No, it doesn't go all over. In the beginning, it was a little wild. Yeah. I was on a live once and I was making a hot chocolate and I was like, woo! And then I was like, okay, we got to learn how to tame this baby.
Yeah, because because it's got the 2 speeds.
But I can control both of them. Finesse, baby.
I'll have it on that first speed and then the second speed, I'll put it on there and it goes,
boo, and
you're like,
no,
whoa.
I even control the second speed. And you got to be fast with it. You got to know, you got to, but trust me, once you get it down, I'm like, how did I live without this thing now? Yeah. I swear, I love it. So it's a good one.
They're really nice.
The only thing I don't know is that dough hook. I haven't used that.
I don't.
What is that?
That would be interesting to know if it actually has enough power.
But what is that one for? We should Google that. All the other ones I get. I use. I
do you
mix
use
my
the little egg thingy.
I use the
little whiskey thing that looks like a little bowl or whatever. That's for the egg whisker.
Okay, so that you can whisk your eggs or pancake mix or whatever. And then the creamy bases, I use it for that, which is a game changer. But. Yeah, I don't know. The only one I don't understand is the hook, but whatever. Huh. Yeah, we'll figure that out. Yeah, people have asked me, and I'm like,
it's just a bonus.
Maybe it mixes your HydroFLEX. I don't know. I don't know. All right. Well, this has been a really fun episode. I don't know. Is there anything else we should talk about? Any other topics, Cal?
Golly, let's see. We got all the new flavors. We talked about the new HydroFLEX.
The new flavor we have coming.
The studio kitchen.
We're, my brain's a little fried right now with thinking about all this stuff. But that's
going to be really exciting though. But really stay tuned because there's going to be so much happening in that new studio kitchen. Yeah. Once we get everything finished. Dana's going to do her lives from there and then I'll be able to sit and mod and then we're going to have a little live studio area where we may sit and do regular lives, whether it's a cooking show or whether it's just sitting and talking like we are here. So there's going to be, it's going to be it's going to be a whole nother atmosphere, a whole nother little vibe for devotion. It's going to be really fun and interesting and we'll have some guests coming in eventually.
Well, I want to do cooking segments that we have a guest and we cook things, or a person who maybe isn't really familiar with baking with devotion, and then we show them and then they taste test and they're shocked to see what it's like. I want to do a lot of fun things like that, and I do want to actually eventually
film those. Those would be really great to film them too.
Yes, which is it's going to be great. So
it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, so there'll be a lot of stuff in the new year. So between the new HydroFLEX, the new flavors, the filming kitchen, all that stuff we have coming. Always watch out for new ice shaker colors. Those things fly out. People love them. We constantly use ours. Everybody has theirs.
That's another game changer. That's one of our used to be one of our hashtags.
I never thought I'd be in love with this thing as much. And I'm like, I love it.
I do too. Yep. It's the only one that I use. I have since I have that one, I don't even know how to use my 26 ounces anymore.
Yeah.
Because
big
I
one.
like the 36 because I can drink 2 of those and I've hit my water goals.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. And
So,
it's like
it's
easy.
done.
Keep it next to my bed.
Super
I keep
easy.
it, take it to the
and
gym.
they really stay cool too.
And they fit in your car.
Yeah, the big one does fit in your cup holder in your regular car. So yeah, that's huge. Yeah.
Yeah, we have a lot of great things.
Really do.
Yeah. Now the only other thing that we do have to tell you guys that is the Flex flavors are gone, and the wellness line is temporarily
halted. Whatever. What's there is there, but we're not doing anything new at the moment.
Yeah, we're rethinking the wellness line. It was all flavored in stevia, which I'll be honest with you, I wasn't thrilled. I love the formulas. The formulas are top-notch, phenomenal formulas for the wellness product, really meaning what's in them. They really work. The gut health one, the sleep one, the essential amino acid, the jumpstart juice, they're phenomenal, except we use stevia, and I don't know. I don't love the way they all taste with the stevia. The flavors are good, but the sweetener is not my favorite, and it's really hard for me to get behind things when I'm like, I okayed them, but really I wasn't really thrilled with them. Yeah. And I'll be honest with you. And that's why it's like, if I don't love something, it's very hard for me to keep it going in the brand, because I have to love everything that I'm about, everything that we're selling, everything that we want people to bring into their homes. So no, I have no issues with selling it because the formulas are phenomenal.
Yeah, they are.
But anyway, so we're kind of like putting them on hold. We're going to revisit them and then maybe, resweeten them and all of that. But for right now, we're really focusing on hydration. That's really important. And protein. Yeah. So that's where we're at, in case anybody was curious about that, because I know, if you have it, it's fine. It's great. Use it. Use the wellness. We still use it. Kelly lives off. You love sleep.
I love sleep. I love sleep. That is my,
Kelly's bummed about it. In fact, she was like, save me a case.
I'm like, put me a case back.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's amazing.
Yes.
The formula is absolutely amazing.
The gut health one.
GI is amazing.
In fact,
too,
GI is amazing.
The only one that I didn't really use was the AM.
Yes. Yeah. And again, because I didn't love the sweetener. Yeah. Like when we made it with another like sweetener and flavor system, I was like, oh my God, this is terrific. Yeah. But the one that we have now, it didn't hit my taste buds right with the stevia. I'm just not a big stevia. Like I'll do Truvia, but I'm not the stevia that you use in these for like products. Yeah, it's different, and it's not my favorite. So
I felt that way when sleep first came out, but then now I'm used to it. So
sleep you can shoot down, and
I do that in 4 ounces of water. It's fantastic.
Right,
it's good.
So you never know. All right, well that's everything. That's what's going on in the world of devotion. Yes. Kelly, thanks for joining me today.
It was fun.
Oh, and the cookbook, and don't forget the cookbook.
Yes,
that was another thing we were like listening. So so we've got a lot going on.
Yeah, the cookbook's probably going to be August-ishy.
Yes, which is right around the corner. Yeah. We've waited long enough.
Yeah, so we'll have that. We'll have working on the new HydroFLEX.
Yes,
and then the new.
Yay! All right, so I know. Yeah. I'm pumped. I'm really pumped.
It is. We've got a lot of stuff going. I mean, like we're good for the end of the year. There's so much stuff going on.
We are. So stay tuned for all of that. And guys, thank you so much for listening and joining in to another episode of Until It's Done, a Devoted podcast.